I say, oh, Graham on Instagram. I greatly appreciate you taking the time to answer my questions. I imagine you're always busy. Dude, I'm not. Sometimes I am, but no, I'm not always busy. I have some follow-up questions. What is the dosing rate for the slaked lime? So we were talking about adjusting pH back up for beers that have gone too far down. I referenced earlier a pastry stout that I made that had real raspberry in it. And I got it into the bright tank and tasted it. And I'm like, there is no raspberry in this. And this beer is tart and flabby and stupid. And then I raised the pH with slaked lime using details from my dear friend. He's not a dear friend. Maybe someday he will be. Right now, he's probably a work acquaintance, Julian Schrago at Beechwood Brewing. He gave me some great tips on this. So pushing the pH up with slaked lime. I have some follow-up questions. What is the dosing rate for slaked lime that you used in the past? Also, how do you add it to the tank? Do you add it directly or dissolve in water? And what would your target pH be? So I'm just giving you the straight stuff. I'm giving you the straight goods, okay? I asked Julian about it like a long time ago, and I just dug up the message that he sent me. So let's read. Let's read. Adam, thank you for the kind words and reaching out. Glad to hear you were able to pull some value from those seminars. He gave a baller talk on making fruit beer at CBC 2-3 years ago, and you've got to watch it. You've got to listen to it. It was a top flight conference talk. I don't want to talk smack about conference talks, but sometimes that's not the case. And believe me, I've given them before, so I know. Somebody gives bad talks. Actually, I try really hard, and I might be good at it. So have me come talk to your people. For raising the pH, you could certainly inject inline for good mixing. Yes, a solution is best in my opinion. At Beechwood, we add an alkaline salt solution through the bright tank PRV port during transfer along with our finings. Really, you can do it at any point where you're fairly certain of your volume of beer and you can create good mixing. I would make sure to experiment with dosing ahead of the transfer. It's best to empirically determine the amount of salts needed. Food grade CaOH slaked lime is our preferred salt for raising pH. You can also get a milligram scale on Amazon for $10 or $15. I like to call it trap scale. That's me, not him. My emphasis added. We simply pull water from our HLT, which is functionally DAW for this purpose. You do boil water. I'd make sure to cool it down some and add the CaOH in a well-ventilated area. Listen to this stuff. In a well-ventilated area. Let me check my notes about how much we add to some of our beers, but I believe it's on the order of 25 to 50 grams per barrel, per US barrel. However, it's totally dependent on your final pH target and the inherent buffering power of the finished beer. I said, thanks, had some more questions. He goes, looking back at our notes for our strawberry chocolate pastry stout, we added 65 grams per barrel of CaOH in the bright. That particular beer is 25% fruit, and it took the finishing pH from 3.7 to 4.1. Hope that helps. Okay, that's all I have. So I did exactly what he told me to do right there. It took mine from, I was targeting 4.2. It took it to 4.2, and it was Jam City, baby. It went from flabby, no fruit, to luscious, round, poppin' berry. Okay? So it is a great trick, but listen, PPE, well-ventilated area. It can be nasty stuff, okay? It has to be food grade. Be smart. Do your research on using this independently. Look it up. They might have it. Look at brewing texts with slaked lime. Check it out, okay? But I've used that very effectively in the past and been very pleased with the results.